Monday Live with the Creativity Cave. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you are ready for a wonderful live today. I gotta pick out a good Stampin' Lip color to go with our projects. It is a dreary but warm day here. It is, let me check here in a sec. It is 54 degrees. It was 57 earlier, which is like amazing. And I don't even know what to say because, hello, that is not typical weather for February. And, okay, sorry. I'm trying to open my live, but I thought I just closed my live. So I was like, oh, but no, I don't think I actually opened my live. It is surprisingly hard to get to your own live. I really struggle with it. Okay, I think I got it. It's just so much easier to see the comments. So, okay, here we are. I found it. So it is, so we had like 3 inches of snow-ish on the ground and more where there were drifts. And all of that vanished basically on Saturday, but a little on Sunday. So not typical for this time of year, but I'm loving it. I still do kind of want my foot of snow, but now I'm struggling because I'm ready for spring. And if it snows now, it's going to be kind of crummy. But if it snowed a foot and then melted the next time, that would be okay. Like by the next time, what am I saying? Like in a couple of days. I'm cool with that. But anyway, I do enjoy winter to a point, and then when I'm done, I'm done. So anyway, I hope that you are having great weather wherever you are. It's it was cold for a good spell, and now it's warm, which is just so nice. We've been able to walk the dogs, which is good. We had a little doggy play date this weekend with my daughter's dog. My daughter and her boyfriend came over with their puppy because we're going to be doing some puppy sitting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like, I've really come to realize that I like my dogs and not really other people's. Don't tell her I said that. She has a pit bull terrier mix rescue. I like my happy, sweet puppies. Her dog is not my cup of tea, so, but don't tell her. Judy, I'm about 100% sure she's not watching. Sadly. I just don't like, I'm trying to like her dog, but I just don't really. Is that bad to say? I'm also worried that she believes this is my only opportunity to be a grandmother. And while I cringe at those words, I hope it isn't. Well, so her dog is really sweet. Her name is Summer. She was rescued from, I think Louisiana, Mississippi or Louisiana, and brought up here because she was in a shelter and she would have died. Like, she was in a kill shelter. So she got brought up here. She doesn't like the cold. So I think it's been a rough winter for her. She got here in August, and then they got her in October. And they say she's really sweet, but I think when you're the only dog and you don't have kids, you can give that dog a lot of attention. And she works from home. So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting watching the whole thing unfold, I must say. I love my daughter dearly, and she loves this dog and is giving this dog a very good life. but it is for sure not the dog I would choose. She's got scars. She's got a big scar on her snout and a scar on her leg. So she was on the streets for probably a year. I think she had a rough life. I'm not going to lie. And I know that is somebody's cup of tea, taking care of that situation. It's just not mine. I don't like dogs that much. I like my dogs. Like, I don't really like dogs. My dogs want to be best friends with her, and she is a little bit territorial, I think. And so they play pretty good, but Summer takes it too far. Her name is Summer. Sometimes. So then you kind of have to like separate them. I am afraid of dogs too, Karen, and her dog is one of them. I would be deathly afraid of a dog like that. I mean, like when I was little, I got bit by my neighbor had had a wiener dog. Uh, oh, what are they called? It starts with a D. Anyway, a wiener dog. And that stupid dog would run into our yard, bite me, and run back all the time. I have very vivid memories as a child, and my sister corroborates this because she thinks it's hysterical. I don't. But that dog terrorized me as a little kid, and I seriously like was afraid of that dog. And then when I was little, like I was always a small for my age. Still kind of am. Well, sort of short. Anyway, so like dogs would jump up on me and knock me over, and I did not like that, of course. And so anyway, this little dog terrorized me. Bigger dogs terrorized me. We had a neighbor dog that had like a mutt, and that thing would always run after me. And I mean, it was just being friendly, but I hated it. I did not like, whenever a dog ran towards me, I was always afraid I was going to get like bulldozed basically by the dog. And I just, lots of bad memories. Anyway, so it took, in fact, Andy wanted a dog for years and years and years and years and years, and I always said no. And then when I was finally ready, I did a lot of research on dogs and came up with golden retrievers. And then we did a lot of research on where we got our golden retriever from and raised it from a puppy so that it would be nice to me. So anyway, I have to giggle. For Christmas, Ella got one of those kits where you do the DNA for your dog. And I'm like, what did you think the results were going to be? It's really not like a secret what your dog is. But it did confirm her dog's whatever. Anyway, okay. Judy's afraid of Pip. I know, me too. Where else did we saw a dog that I was just like, we haven't been to the dog park in a while because it's winter, but sometimes we see dogs at the dog park that freak me out. Oh, German Shepherds. I think those are kind of scary too, because I know they can be trained to do things. My dogs can be trained to like love someone to death or like slap their tail across you to death out of love. My dogs are lovers. Actually, it was really funny because they flip out when Ella is here. Of course, they flip out when Carl comes home too. But when Ella comes home, I mean, she's kind of a dog whisperer anyway, which is why her dog is kind of the perfect fit for her. But when she comes over, they go crazy. And now when she comes over, she brings her dog. And so they're excited about a dog. They're excited about Ella. Oh my gosh, we had to go outside about 3 times. We had zoomies. They had to come in the basement for zoomies because that's where there's carpet, and upstairs it's wood floors, so they can't get traction, and they're just so excited. Anyway, long story short, Like they can hardly stand how exciting it is to be here, and I'm just like, be nice. Anyway, they put her in air timeout, which I think is funny, where they pick her up when she gets too excited. My husband is totally fine. He's excited. He loves all this. He thinks it's going to be great. I did happen to spend one day where I will be gone while we are puppy sitting. So I'll be gone for the whole day, and I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I digress, but I just wanted to share my weekend with you. So that was it. Luckily, they seemed to have a good time together, and they wore one another out. Once her dog left, my dogs like were zonked out because they were so tired from having so much fun. They were oh, I know what I was actually going to say is they were getting the zoomies, and they were jumping up on the couch like in my daughter's boyfriend's lap, and then kind of demanding pets, and then they'd run down, play with her dog, run back, and just like that cycle was on repeat for quite a while, which was pretty funny. All right. Oh, Diana said she saw pictures of Carl and my sister on Facebook. Yes, my sister was up visiting her daughter, who is a sophomore, where Carl goes to school, and obviously she saw my son too. They made tacos in my niece's apartment one night, and I think they went out to lunch together. And my son had a race on Friday and had a lifetime PR, which was so awesome. I was really, really proud of him. He's been working so hard, and he's been mad because he hasn't seen his results, but his coach is like, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. And so anyway, he had a really good meet. And I think that was the last meet of the indoor season. And then they will switch to outdoor. They have a little bit of a break. I think he said he took one day off. But they had he had a great last meet. He won his race, and he said he finally felt like he was doing really well, and he said he's 15 seconds better than he was last year at this time, which is a pretty big deal. And he's got a pretty good big goal that he's trying to hit. Are you guys ready for this? He wants to hit or he wants to break 4 minutes in the mile. Like, that's crazy. What's a PR? Personal record. So the best time he's ever gotten. Yeah. And I'm giggling. Carl's legs are awesome. So he is so excited. Is that even possible? Well, yeah, the Olympic record guys, like those guys run I'd have to look, 340 something, maybe a little bit faster than pretty fast. I mean, it's crazy. So his time that he just ran was 4:11. And that's on an indoor track, and indoor tracks are shorter, and this was a flat track. The faster indoor tracks are banked, so they're like literally running around the curve. And in an outdoor track, it's much easier because there's a straightaway, and there's really not a straightaway or a really limited straightaway on an indoor track, so it's harder to run faster. So anyway, yeah, it's crazy. It's really, I don't know how it's possible, because I feel like like I could run for 4 minutes in a row, but not like a mile in 4 minutes. That just blows my mind. My daughter is really funny in the group chat, in our little family group chat, when he was texting us about his race. She was just like, oh my, like my head is exploding, because she just knows how crazy it is. So anyway, so it's been fun to watch him. I think the Olympians run like 4:30s, probably, maybe even I don't know. I mean, you're getting to the point where it's hard to get much faster. So anyway, it's crazy watching him run in college because that's obviously not something my husband and I didn't play college sports. It's like next level, right? So anyway, he's not like the best of the best either. I mean, he said if he was in the Big Ten conference, like to even qualify for the Big Ten meet, he'd have to be running under 4 minutes. So it's crazy out there. But anyway, enough talk about that. We've got some fun projects. Today we have kind of like a hodgepodge of projects for you. So I am looking forward to sharing. I've got 3 like totally different projects. So I mentioned last week that I had one more card for the the Corner in Bloom stamp set. And I never got to it, and so I wanted to show you that. Ooh, let's see here. The indoor men's record is 3:45. Yeah. Didn't Paul Ryan in the late 60s run a 4-minute mile? Probably, but they didn't have the shoes they have today. Shoes make a pretty big difference, I think. Kind of like swimming, those swimsuits like make a huge difference. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what they do. Crazy what they do. But like, for instance, well, I don't know times. My son would just be like, "Oh my gosh, mom, you're so wrong." He would know. He would know all of that. He those of you, a few of you on here may remember my son as a little boy, and he used to be like really into certain topics, like Brazil was one for a while. He was really into Brazil. He could tell you anything about Brazil. He was really into, when he was really little, he was into trains, like Thomas the Train. He could tell you every single thing about trains. Now running is his thing, and he can tell you everything there is to know about running, like all the athletes, all their times, where they run, where they went to college, who sponsors them, what they did last season versus this season, who they run with, who their coaches are. I mean, he like knows all of the stuff. I personally hope he puts all of that brain power to better use. He is pre-med, so hopefully, but it's crazy what he knows. Oh my gosh. I try to keep up. It's not easy. And the thing, so obviously he's into distance running more than sprinting, but he pays attention to all running. And there's a lot of distance runners from like Kenya, Ethiopia, I don't know, a bunch of African countries. Many of them are from African countries who are really good runners. And they all have, in my little Midwestern girl opinion, the same type of name. And it's like Chiptogi, or, oh, what's the one guy? I can't remember. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He like, their names are so similar, and I'm like, how are you telling these names apart? He knows them all. Of course, and they're always spelled totally different than they remember, which is really hard too. Or different than they remember, different than they look. They are pronounced different. It's because I don't know those types of names. I'm not up on, like, where are they from? Ethiopia, Kenya. There's another African country where a bunch of them come from they're all just so good. Anyway, it was fun watching the Olympics. I don't know what we're going to do this summer. Of course, we'll watch all the meets we can, but it won't be the Olympics. So anyway, okay, and now I'm like cleaning off my table really quick because I realized it's still kind of messy, so that we can get started. All right. I have done this last week was really crazy busy because we have our retreat this weekend, and so we were getting all our boxes out in the mail and getting all the things ready. It was a lot. A lot happened here last week, and I'm still trying to recover. So, okay, I am going to flip my camera, and bear with me because I still am not used to this new system, but we're going to get there. Okay. So I'm gonna flip this around. Ooh. And, oh, there we go. I just gotta change the thingy. Okay. Oh, the retreat is gonna be so much fun. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty dang excited about it. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. Is this straight now? All right. Haha. I'll lift this up a little bit there. Okay, now we're good. All right. So, I've got a few projects for you today. And like I said, they're kind of a mishmash of things. That's an official term. I don't care what you say. So I'm going to start out with this first card, which this was a kind of a guest request. This one is for, I think it was from Debbie who asked me for this. One of the, so we have new sets, or I should say new items that were added to the second chance of celebration. And one of them was this natural botanicals. Now this is in the mini catalog, and so you can purchase this or you can get it for free. And we're going to use that on this card, which I actually really love how this turned out. So this might surprise you actually, but one of my favorite color combinations besides something with Coastal Cabana is something with crushed curry and black. I really love those colors. I think in part because they go for any circumstance. I also just realized I forgot to show you all my things, but that's okay. We'll talk about them. All right. So I'm going to start with a 3 3/4 by 5-inch piece of Very Vanilla because I love black, crushed curry, and vanilla together. You can certainly do white, but I think the vanilla really just adds something to the whole deal. So what I'm going to do is, this is actually a set of reversible stamps. Okay, so I think, does it say that on here somewhere? Maybe not. Oh yeah, reversibles. I don't know. My dog is barking and I don't know why. And my husband is not home right now. So that's not good. I took them out before my live and I don't know if my dog went potty or not. I think sometimes they get distracted when they go out. You know what I mean? And why is she barking? I wonder if she locked herself. Sometimes she also locks herself in the bathroom. Oh, my dear girl, you've got about 45 minutes left. Okay, so I'm going to take and stamp my leafy image just kind of all over my background in different directions. Why is she barking? She never barks. Can you guys hear her barking? You probably can't. Okay, there we go. Then what we're going to do is take this stamp, clean it on our chamois once again. And this time we're going to, well, make sure you get all the ink off. I'll just tell you that right now. It works a lot better. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this. Okay, she has not stopped barking, you guys. I'm going to go run up and just make sure. Sometimes she gets herself stuck in our guest bathroom upstairs. So I'm just going to I will be right back. Okay, and then we're going to make this card. Okay, she was stuck in the bathroom. Sorry about that, guys. um, so normally we keep that door closed, but Ella was here yesterday, so they used the bathroom. And lo and behold, that's where she was. Okay, so now I've got the stamp image side stuck to my block so that the solid side is out. I'm going to stamp off a layer. And then it does not match up exactly, but it matches pretty good. And then I'm going to stamp that again on there. I will stamp off a layer. That stamping off of a layer is important. And then I'll do another one over here. Now I can do this second one because I didn't cut off any of it. This was a whole image, so I could do this one, but now what's left is a partial, so I can't stamp that again. Plus it's getting to be too light. Okay, so we'll stamp that, and we'll stamp that. Okay, so now I've got this big, glorious background. And thank you for your understanding, you guys are so sweet. Okay, so this looks fantastic. Now what I want to do is add some interest to the background. So I'm going to take my Elements of Text stamp set. This is, I can't remember if we used this recently or not, but I've been using this on stuff a lot lately. I love this set. It's such a great stamp set, and it adds such a nice touch. So I'm going to take and add this to the background. So I've got my Memento ink pad. Okay, and then I always stamp this upside down. Let's see. I don't think you can really read it, but when you stamp it upside down, it's noticeable. Okay, so I'm just stamping it a couple times. Don't worry about the overlap part because we're going to cover that up. Okay, so that looks good. Then what I'm going to do is take and rough up my edges a little bit because I want to kind of add the shabby chic distressed sort of look. So I'm just taking my snips and carefully doing the edges. Now I'm not doing every square inch of the edges. And sometimes on my sample, I'll show you, I actually ripped it a little bit and that's no big deal. You can bend the corners kind of like this. So they're sort of rolling over if you want, or you can leave them. It doesn't make a huge difference. It's just to kind of make it a little shabby chic-y. And then I'm going to take and stamp on my sentiment piece. And for this, because this set doesn't have, this Natural Botanicals doesn't have any sentiments in it, I had to pull a sentiment from a set. So I'm going to use the mixed labels. There's some fun little sentiments in here. And I love the "You're Pretty Wonderful" because, I mean, who wouldn't appreciate receiving a card that said that, right? Now, I am a stickler about black ink pads. Not everybody is probably as like anal about this as I am, but I like a good black. Like I want it to be nice and vibrant and opaque black. And I feel like Memento does not fit that bill every time. So we're going to use some Stays On Black with this stamp. So I'll ink it up really good, and I'm going to stamp it way off to the left-hand side. This label is from the Stylish Shapes Dies. And there we go. Okay, so that's a nice, vibrant, nice-looking black color. Then I'm going to take some of my Baker's Twine Essentials, Baker's Twine, in black. And I'm going to wrap this around my card a couple of times. And there we go. I feel like, you know, Memento is a great black ink. Don't get me wrong. It's my everyday black ink. But I want this to be really crisp and opaque. And I feel like Memento is a little watery. even though that, I don't know if that's a correct description of it. That's how I would describe it. All right, so I'm going to tie a bow off to the side here. And there we go. Just separate those out just a little bit. My next door neighbor is playing basketball outside. That's how you know this weather is going to be pretty nice. All right, I'm going to pop this up, of course. And I probably should have adhered this to my layer of black cardstock first, but it's not the end of the world. Oh, do I see a puppy? Hello. Milo was upset about Izzy being stuck in the bathroom. Actually, he's usually the one who gets stuck in there, which is kind of funny. Okay, so there, that looks great. All right, but obviously this card needs a little something. So I thought to myself, what set has like a viney or a leafy die cut that I could die cut from? So I die cut this, and we're going to add it right there. That is die cut from the textured floral dies. So this is the stamp set, just to give you an idea. So this die, I could have used this one, or actually this one was the one I was thinking about at first, but it was a little too wide for my card. So this one really fit perfectly, but this eucalyptus would also work really nicely. Anyway, I'm going to attach that, but I also wanted to make sure this was kind of popped up on my card as well, in part anyway. So I'm going to take some of my black dimensionals, because these come, you can get the combo pack that's got regular and mini black dimensionals. And what I'm going to do is leave a little bit of space with this. I think I can get one up here. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick this onto my card. And it adds so much to this. And I really like the look. Ooh. Okay. Now, as I look at this, I think, gosh, this needs a little something more. So I'm going to come back to my Memento ink, and I'm just going to add some speckles. This comes in the text set, the elements of text, and I'm just putting a couple speckles. I don't want to go crazy with this, because if you can definitely put too many speckles on a card. So I've just got a few here. Maybe one more right there. Oh, perfection. Okay, that looks good. To round it out, we're going to spritz it with a little Wink of Stella, because Wink of Stella is always a good idea. I'm just looking for my bone folder here. So I'm going to smack this on here. Okay. There we go. So now there are sparkles on my card. Let's take and adhere this to, now this is a 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 inch piece of basic black cardstock. And then we'll put this on our card base of crushed curry. That was not very good at adhesiving. Adhesiving is a verb. All right, isn't that gorgeous? Okay, now in our stamp set, there's also this little leaf, which is sort of like, it's not exactly, but it's sort of like the top part of this stamp. So we're going to just add a few of those to the inside of our card. Diane says she loves the crushed curry with the black. It really is a lot of fun. I do too. I'm with you. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of stamp this along the bottom like that. And then once again, clean this. Now, it's really, when you use these reversibles, the best way to use them is to I like to wipe it off with my hand. You want to make sure your stamp is dry, because if it's still wet, it's not going to stick to the block. You know, it'll slide around on the block, and you want to make sure that it sticks. I do find it easiest to stamp the details first and the solids second, if that makes sense. Okay, and there we go. So there's the inside. Now, don't worry. We're going to put some of the black on there, and like that. And, oh, such a perfect inside to our card. Okay. There we go. So I love having kind of some fun ways to use this reversible stamp set. Now in that set, there's a lot of other pieces. You can combine them. So you could make this card basically by using all the different stamp sets in here. You know, obviously you'd stamp them like each one or so. You could mix up the colors. I think this stamp would be gorgeous combined with this. You know, so many different options for this one. So you can really have fun with this. And I think what's really fun about this is that I'm giggling. Lisa says, my lab just brought me a butter knife. That's pretty random, and I'm totally here for it. I love when dogs do random stuff like that. Very funny. But what I was going to say about this stamp set is I think it's kind of all season, because all you have to do is change up the color format or color scheme, color combo that you use with these stamps, and then it'll fit whatever season that you are stamping for. So there you go. That's a good one. So you can get that free, or you can purchase it individually. So free as a celebration through Friday. Celebration ends on Friday, you guys. Can you believe that? All right. So let's do our second card. And this one is a big kind of a change in topic, if you will. Let me clean up all my stamps, because I have kind of a lot out here and they're inky, and I don't want to have any inkcidents. I can't help myself. Oh my gosh, my husband's dad jokes are starting to rub off on me, and I'm so sorry. I seriously, like, when I hear, so we have a family chat, like text message chat, since we're all in different places, and he like sends these dad joke memes, and they are just so groan worthy, like, oh. And now I find when I see them, I'm like, oh, my husband would love this. And then I send them and I'm like, I'm just as bad. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to the universe for encouraging his dad jokes. I gotta stop. But sometimes you see a dad joke and you just gotta share it. Okay, my next card. I'm like, where is the paper? It's over here. So this card is so cute. Coming out this week, besides the retreat, we also have, oh my goodness, where's my stamp set for this? The Meant to Be. Okay, this is bad if I don't have the stamp set, because I haven't mounted the stamps yet. Oh, here it is. Sorry. The Meant to Be stamp set. Now, this is in our scrapbooking brochure, and you can find it online as well. It is so cute. It's got these dies, and these dies are pretty cool because they cut out two layers of hexagons, which is really fun. So like you can have a border around it, and then you can see they're nesting. So there's a whole bunch of them. Anyway, this is such a sweet stamp set. Now, many of you are going to ask me, does it coordinate with the punch? And the answer is sort of. And the reason the answer is sort of is because it is, there's a slightly larger and a slightly smaller bee. So if you use the punch with this bee, it will kind of, instead of leaving a white frame around it, it will just cut through it, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit smaller in that respect. But a great, great, great stamp set. Love it. There's some new some new faces on here. I think I'm just going to use the plain old smiley face. But it's a really, really sweet set. And we're going to make a really sweet card. Now, one of the things I love about this is they took the designer series paper that coordinated with this. Now, this, the other set I'm talking about is the Be My Valentine. This came out a year ago. This is the stamp set. And you can see they carried many of the same images into this set, only they changed up the sizing. So like the flower, well, it's a little bit different, but it's bigger. They've got, I guess they have similar faces, a couple differences. Anyway, it's just so darn cute. Anyway, so they work really well together, but then they also work independent of one another. And then, of course, this stamp set, this had the punch that matches. This has the dies. So if you can get all of them, and you will be a bee making hero. And then the DSP for this is just off the charts cute. So last time it was Sweet Sorbet, Daffodil Delight, and I don't know what other colors were in it. I can't recall exactly. But this time the DSP is Petunia Pop. Look at how fun that is. Pool Party, Daffodil Delight, and Old Olive. So there's just so many fun colors. They chose, the same patterns, but just changed up the colors. So I'm really loving this. All right, so let's make our card with this. I'm going to start with a piece of thick white cardstock. And we'll give this a good crease. So we've got an online class for this bundle coming out on Friday, and you guys, the cards are just really outrageously cute. Oh my gosh. We've got fun folds. We've got all kinds of stuff. It's a really great class, so I hope you can join us. There should be a link in the description of my video to get registered. But I'm going to start with some of this designer series paper. So I die cut 3/4 inch by 5 or 4.5 inch strips, and then we are going to adhere those to my card. Now, I wanted to pop all these up, and so I thought maybe the best way to do that is to take some of my foam adhesive strips. Otherwise, I would kind of be sticking dimensionals on until the cows came home. So what I'm going to do with this is just take my trimmer here. And, okay, I want the shorter side. So I'm just going to do like a 3/8 of an inch or so, 1/2 inch strip, so that I can basically adhere that whole strip onto my card popped up. So this is fancy, right? Okay. So I'm just going to peel this and peel and stick. Look at how easy that is. I would be sticking dimensionals on forever. Okay. Oh my gosh. Look at how cute these little bees are. They're so stinking cute. All right. So now what I want to do is arrange my strips onto my card. And let's flip them all over. Okay, so I'm going to take and put that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I'm kind of going every other pinky, purpley, and then the other is olive. All right, so that looks good. Now I want to stick these on. And basically what I want to do is the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to center the others in between. And that way they will be evenly spaced. So I'm trying to get a decent amount of coverage. I probably put the first one on a little higher than I intended, but everything will be okay. And then this last one. There we go. Okay, so now we've got 4 popped up strips onto our card, nice and even. So that's going to mail really nice. It's going to look really nice. Okay, so then I die cut 2 of my hexagons. I did the smallest one. I skipped one and then did another one in Petunia Pop. And you can see that's going to give me a break in the size. Okay, and I want to put this on kind of like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is adhere this with some liquid glue. And so I'll put a little bit of liquid glue at the top and at the bottom of this. And then the rest, I'm going to kind of leave because it may or may not fall, you know, in the gaps of my pieces of DSP. So we'll just adhere that, and that looks good. As long as some of it's adhered, we're good to go. Okay, and then we've got our piece of white, which is going to go right in the center, but we want to stamp on that. So let's get our little bees out here. Now, these are just so stinking cute. Okay, so I've got my little bee, and I'm going to stamp him in some fresh freesia. And actually, I think I'm going to stamp him in black first. Now, remember what I said about wanting my blacks to be black? I'm using my StazOn for this part. And then I'm going to do my, did I say, yeah, fresh freesia. Now that's a little lighter than the Petunia Pop that coordinates with this. And I mean, fresh freesia is in there too, but this is just a little bit lighter, which I kind of like that look. Now for the wings, I'm going to come in, no, I'm going to do black. I really debated on this one. So we'll do black. There we go. So cute. And then we need antenna. And a super cute, happy, smiley bee. Okay, so cute. And then I actually, the smoky slate I'm going to do for the little trail. Like that. I mean, gosh, that kind of looks like he's peeing, isn't it? Backwards. Oh, well. You saw it here first. Oh, boy. Well, there you go. All right. So we've got our sweet little bee right here, and we're going to pop him up. But we need to do a couple things first. One, we're going to color the wings in with some Winkastella. I mean, I assume you all knew that was coming. Okay. And by the way, there's dies to die cut all of this, but I thought it, because of all the other stuff we've got on here, that it would be good to not die cut them. Okay, we're going to pop this up onto our panel because we're going to add some ribbon. Now you can do, I don't know if I will have enough petunia pop, but if I do, we could do petunia pop or fresh freesia or both. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my fresh freesia. Nope, I'm going to do petunia pop. I don't like fresh freesia on here. Now, to cover up the fact that he's pooping, oh, so not my intention, I'm going to tie this. I was going to tie the ribbon on the other end of my card, but to maybe see if we can cover up the pooping incident, we're going to tie this over here, and it might cover it up. We'll see. But either way, we've got some ribbon on here. Oh, goodness. Sometimes I wonder how this stuff happens to me. Oh, I forgot to put embellishments on my last card, too. It technically doesn't have to have any, but you know me. Okay, so there we go. So I put it over the little frame and then under the hexagon. Okay, where is my sheet of dimensionals? I think I put it back when I cleaned up after that last card. Madness, I tell you. Okay, and here again, having those those strips allows me to put these dimensionals on a little nicer, you know. Okay, so we're gonna just put that down right there. Oh my gosh, it's almost too much. Okay, we've got that. Then I want to add a sentiment. Now for my sentiment, I'm gonna do that in Petunia Pop. Well, actually, maybe I'll do it. No, I'll do it in Petunia Pop. Sorry. For that, I'm going to take the Saying Hey stamp set, and I just want to use this thanks. I love the thanks because it's just kind of short and sweet, to the point. But I don't like that there's a period at the end of it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm cutting it off. I think the period looks weird. It's just not my cup of tea. So I got rid of it. I've got schmutz on my block. So let me switch to a clean block. Okay, so I've got the word thanks. And I die cut from that Stylish Shapes dies once again. One of the littlest labels in basic white. And then I stamped this. Ooh, Judy did surgery on one of her stamps. Good for you, Judy. That's awesome. Okay, so I love, gosh, what am I doing? I put that in 100% the wrong place. So I'm going to take and add this to my card right about here. And this is just so stinking cute. And rather than pop it up, because we've already got some more layers happening here than we need. We don't need to add to it, I guess is what I'm saying, is I'm going to put a couple of glue dots, sorry. Glue dots. These act kind of like dimensionals. There's that period. I could save this if I wanted to. And I'm just going to tack that down right there. Oh, so sweet. This could be, it's really tiny, but it could be like you could stamp little dots with it. That might actually not be such a bad thing. Okay, so rather than stamp, let's see. I'm so glad you exist. I miss your face. You could add either of these on the inside of your card. I'm so glad you exist. It's just such a nice thing to say to somebody. So I think we'll do that. I just got to grab a block. So I'll stamp this in black. Black stays on because I'm a purist. And then we'll do a heart over the word you, because that's just kind of sweet. Okay. Oh, how cute is this card? This set is so sweet, you guys. And oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to see the class.